Glenn Lawrence told the tale, many young but not so wise. Watch out for the pretty misandrist, those curves hide the coldest lies. Oh, those lips, they promise heaven, but it's hell behind the guise. She'll wear clothes that show her treasure, but her heart's a black disguise. She'll break you till you can't stand, leave you lost without a plan. The wrong woman could be death man, in her grip you're just quicksand.
Social media is a weapon that is used as a psyop. Now feminism, that's a psyop too.
This is a man's world, but it would be nothing without women. Throughout history, women have fought against the authorities and laws that have prohibited them from being equal and free.
You can't have equality when you've got male dominance.
A psyop is short for psychological operations. Is a strategy used to influence or manipulate the emotions and beliefs and behaviors of individuals or groups, typically employed by the government, military forces, or organizations. Psyops aim to achieve specific objectives, such as altering public opinion, undermining the morale of their adversaries, or promoting a specific ideology. Now, the methods can vary, including the use of misinformation, propaganda, disinformation, or media campaigns. Like I said, feminism is a psyop, and that's a controversial claim to make.
When it comes to power, it is a bit of an apex fallacy because you're only looking at the top percentage of men that have power. Most men have no power whatsoever. Most men and most women are in the exact same boat, with a very small proportion of people who have power and who have a ton of money. So I don't think it's a gender thing. I don't think it's a man-woman thing. I think it's people who have power and people who don't. People who have a lot of money and people who don't. So I honestly think feminism is a psyop.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get? Is it?
Bullying, a problem
We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
But she says
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie.
Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Bro, not cool. Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big
Yo, men,
and small.
I am strong.
But some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other, okay?
Okay.
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
So I just saw the new Barbie movie. I was so excited. I even dressed in all pink, and I was so disappointed. But no one loved it more than the abortion industry. Yes, that's right. The entire Barbie movie revolves around this idea that in order to be equal to men, women have to dominate every single career field and position of power. When in fact, just being a stay-at-home mother is just as valuable and is an essential role in society. But it gets worse. In the movie, there's one singular doll deemed as pregnant Barbie, and throughout the film, she She's portrayed as awkward, she's labeled as weird, and it's even said that she's discontinued because of all of this. The movie preached the message that you can't be a mother and still be successful. This message is fueling the abortion industry as society pressures women into ending their baby's life. Little girls going to see this movie will also be exposed to crude sex jokes and even a transgender Barbie. The film tries to cover up its propaganda by adding a little humor here and there, but I still feel like I sat through an hour and a half of fake feminist indoctrination.
There's been people talking about this post. Everyone's giving her a hard time because she's a woman and she's just proud she got a PhD in English literature. We all know what that means. Saying wokeness hasn't gone far enough. You don't think it's gone far enough? Do you really believe that you can bully people into respecting you? You cannot demand respect. And anyone who is demanding respect, they definitely don't deserve it. People that deserve respect, they don't need to ask for it. Definitely don't demand it. Try to make rules and laws about it. Exactly why no one takes you serious. Everyone hates all of this woke bullshit, bullying people into submission. This shit makes women look weak-minded, emotionally stunted. You cannot handle any form of criticism, jokes. The more you keep pushing back, demanding respect, the more they're going to come after you. You cannot bully people into accepting your delusions, demanding that they respect you. That's not how that works. Welcome to the fucking internet. First day here. You should know this by now, but you guys, I keep forgetting, you're so brain dead, filled with propaganda that you're special. You're not. None of us are. This is all distraction. Keep the peasants fighting. Keep the men fighting the women. Keep the men soying up so they're weak-willed, weak-minded, male feminist bullshit in the comments. You are the weakest amongst us. You are weaker than most women. It's like not a good weak that you want to help the weak. No, these are the weak ones that you just want to keep bashing them because they think that they're so above you and that they should be respected, but they never thought, do I deserve to be respected? Yeah, don't.
Not only do women like Dr. Ford, who bravely comes forward, need to be heard, but they need to be believed. Guess who's perpetuating all of these kinds of actions? It's the men in this country. And I just want to say to the men in this country, just shut up and step up.
Let me just say right at the outset, I believe Dr. Ford, I believe the survivor.
I believe her. Many, many, many Americans believe her. Many, many women in America who have been taken advantage of certainly believe her.
I believe her because she's telling the truth.
Maybe this country is a lot more racist and sexist than we thought.
These white men, old, by the way, are not protecting women. They're protecting a man who is probably guilty.
Dr. Christine Blasey Ford is a courageous woman.
I want to thank you for your courage, and I want to tell you I believe you.
You see, the feminist movement was intentionally designed to manipulate and influence public attitude and behaviors and beliefs for political and often social gain. Now, the feminist movement is not seen as a organic or genuine social movement, but see, it's a tool used by powerful entities to further a certain agenda. Feminism has been designed to promote the division between men and women, distract from broader societal issues, and destabilize traditional social structures. Feminism, especially those that are forced on victimhood or perceived inequalities, serve to create a sense of distrust or animosity between the genders, thereby weakening its societal cohesion. One of the ways that they do this is by deploying dark triad tactics. What are dark triad traits? The dark triad traits refers to 3 personality traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, which are often associated with manipulative, self-serving, and harmful behaviors. While these traits are typically studied in the context of individuals of all genders, both men and women, there's an ongoing debate on how women and men may express these traits differently, given societal norms and expectations. When discussing how women might use dark triad traits, it's important to acknowledge that these traits are not exclusive to one gender, but both can exhibit narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Now, the way a narcissistic woman may exhibit would be like a high sense of entitlement, self-importance, and the desire for admiration. They may seek validation through their appearance, accomplishments, or social status. So basically, every woman on Instagram. The narcissistic woman might use their charm, attractiveness, or social influence to gain attention or admiration, often at the expense of those around them. The Machiavellian woman may be skilled but using manipulation and deceit to achieve their goals, particularly in their personal and professional settings. They may strategically exploit relationships or situations, focusing on personal gain while hiding their true intentions. Psychopathy, crazy women. Women exhibit psychopathic traits may show a lack of empathy, emotional coldness, and a tendency to manipulate or harm others without remorse. These women might engage in harmful behaviors such as lying, cheating, or causing emotional damage while appearing charming and confident on the surface. There's dating coaches for women out there right now on YouTube that are teaching women how to use these exact traits. For example,
these are two of the darkest manipulation techniques that someone can use to make you obsessed with them. First is the rollercoaster effect. Psychology tricks to control any situation. If you don't like the way someone is acting towards you, maybe they're angry with you or upset with you and you don't want to deal with it, then be willing to walk away. So say something like, let's put a pause to this conversation and talk again later. Or look, I'm gonna go home and we'll talk about this another time. This can trigger a fear of abandonment, and most people will change their behavior because they realize that if they don't change it right now, you're going to leave. And if they do agree that you should take a break, that's still good for you because they have time to cool off and change their behavior until you reconnect next time.
as you can see there, this coach is teaching women how to avoid responsibility. See, basically, if your significant other has a problem with something that you did and is trying to address it with you, she's teaching you how to manipulate the scenario, manipulate your significant other or your brother, your sister, or your family member or friend by removing yourself, by saying you're going to leave, trying to trigger the feeling of abandonment into someone that you claim to love. What they're really doing is trying to avoid accountability, and they show that they are not being responsible with the relationship. They want the person that has the problem to abandon their boundaries for their desires. Manipulation and this psyops that feminism is running rampant through our country, all Western countries, and around the world. So why make the bold claim and say feminism is a psyop? And I dare you to prove me wrong.
Faces ain't the prize.